He works with one of our escrow officers here at First Arizona Title, with Kendra Cesenia, and we definitely enjoy working with him and his team. So definitely give him a shot if you haven't already. But with that being said, I'm Lindsay Smith. I'm with First Arizona Title. We are locally owned here in Arizona. If you are not currently using us, we do ask that you please just give us a shot as well. We have so many great escrow officers throughout the valley. We have 8 locations, and they all provide excellent customer service, and they have many years of experience and expertise. And we just always want you and your clients to feel that, you know, we are a part of your team, and we want to show you that we work hard because we truly believe that we're a reflection of you, and we want to make you look good. We also have a phenomenal marketing team. So they design all of our prints. We print on nice thick cardstock paper, and we do everything from flyers and postcards to just, you know, sitting down with you and brainstorming a game plan that will help your business grow. We love to see our realtors be successful, and we always want to create those relationships with people that we work with. So please reach out to me if there's anything that I can help you with. Get your marketing plan set up. I would love to help. So thank you.
Nick, welcome. We're very glad to see you.
Yep, thanks for having me. Had to figure out how to get on.
That means maybe you need to log into my Zoom tutorial class coming up in about 2 weeks.
Probably so.
Yeah, well, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Well, I'm Nick Batullo. I'm with People's Mortgage, loan officer here. I've been with People's now for probably just under 5 years. I came from the bank world and just knew some other loan officers over at People's, and I guess I should say, or was told I joined the dark side going out of the bank world. But if any of you have ever worked with the banks, the large banks, Wells Fargo, Chase, all that kind of stuff, I mean, obviously you probably know the hurdles and the, you know, the hard standoffs and guideline, you know, changes with them. I definitely noticed that, you know, working with a mortgage bank like People's Mortgage, you definitely will get the job done quicker, more efficiently, and be able to get a lot more of your clients pre-approved, you know, that the big banks would not be able to. So, you know, we're locally here in Arizona. Corporate office is in Tempe, Arizona. You know, we do all of our own in-house processing, underwriting, closing, everything. So it's not like we're having to deal with, you know, processors across the country, underwriters in another state. Everything's very efficient, and definitely have a lot of support throughout People's. You know, the owner of the company is, you know, right down the hall. His, you know, everybody's at the corporate office. So if we need to get something done or try to get an exception on something, or, you know, we can just walk down, you know, into their office. So we're doing a lot of refinances right now, obviously with the low rates. Definitely noticed a big push with purchases now. Seems like we're starting to get a lot more purchase applications. I'm not sure if, you know, any of the agents have noticed that also. But I myself do a lot of construction loans also. So if any of your clients are looking to do custom home construction, if they own a lot already and they want to, you know, build a home, or if they want to buy a lot and build a home, I'm one of, I would say probably 3 or 4 maybe out of People's Mortgage that actually get involved with the construction products. I do really like those and feel like I specialize in them. So that's just an array of stuff that we do at People's. So if any of you have any questions, or, you know, have lenders that you work with that, you know, might have difficulty getting a certain item done or loan done, you know, please don't hesitate to reach out and see what we can do. We also do a lot of down payment assistance also. Those that grant money is still available. Rates are very low on those programs. So it's definitely a good time if you have buyers that, you know, don't have a lot of funds, or, you know, not wanting to necessarily use their own funds. They can get pretty cheap money right now. So.
Nick?
Yes.
Could you put your telephone number in the chat?
Oh boy. Yeah, oh yeah, here it is.
At least you can, yeah, just put your phone number in.
Here we go.
on the bottom of your screen. You can also, Nick, privately chat to anyone during the time that we're on.
Okay, this is a whole new learning experience for me. So did I get it? You can see that then?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, that's my cell phone number. So feel free to call me, text me anytime. I don't turn my phone off at 5 p.m. or on the weekends. So work all the time.
Nick, why don't you go ahead and type in your email as
I'll do that
well.
too.
And if for any of the Nebraska realtors on here, if you need contact information for one of our LOs in Nebraska, if you're not already connected, just reach out to me, let me know, and I'll do the best I can to connect you with the person that's right for you. We have loan originators there in Omaha and Lincoln and Grand Island. So just let me know what you're looking for and I'll do the best I can to connect you. Me or Brenda, either one, we work with our LOs in both places. So Brenda, do you want to take a second to unmute yourself and do a quick introduction as well?
Of course. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining our class today. I work with Nick Petrillo. I've been on his team for a little over a year now. I basically help him and assist his agents and any agents that we work with any marketing collateral, flyers, postcards, open house flyers, you name it. I also work side by side with Lindsay. So if there's anything we can do to help you and I'm not able to, I'll definitely bring Lindsay in and we'll work as a partnership to get it taken care of for you. But don't hesitate to reach out to us. I have my cell phone and email that I will put in the chat as well. If there's anything I can do, I'm happy to help.
Awesome, thank you.
Of course.
So we kind of have a smaller group today, I'm noticing. And I am one of those people, if you've ever been to any of my classes, you know that I'm all about participation, communication, giving you what you came for. I want to make sure that your time here is well spent and that when we log out, you can instantly take some information you learned and put it into play. So I'm going to ask that, eventually, and I appreciate actually that almost everybody is muted. Eventually, I'll probably have everyone either mute themselves or I'll mute you. And however, I'm going to say unmute yourself. If you have a question, if you want to speak to something that I'm saying, because I thrive on interaction and I need to know what it is that you came for so I know that I'm giving you that, if that makes sense. And this YouTube class is all going to be hands-on. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to get into my account. I'm going to click on different areas and show you how to do what to do inside of YouTube. It's not like a canned, let me show you my presentation. It's like, let's get into the application and work on how to use it. So I would like a few of you, probably not everyone because we don't have time for everyone, but maybe like 3 people or so to unmute and just tell me what made you decide to log on here today. Was there one particular thing you're hoping to learn? Are you using YouTube? Are you not using it at all yet? Do you need to know like how to get started right from the beginning or using it a little bit? There's like one thing you're stuck on. Just kind of give me a feel for where you guys are at. So I'm speaking to your needs. Marty, go ahead.
All of the above.
Okay.
I logged in one time, but I don't know how to do it, how to start. I would like to, they're saying you need to make videos. I know nothing.
Okay.
I'm a beginner. I'm a virgin.
Awesome.
I'm a virgin.
Perfect. We will get you going after today. Who else?
Yeah, I'm Sherman Weeks with Crest Premier Properties. We do a lot of property management, and we have a YouTube channel that's managed, or that was managed by someone outside vendor. And so what I'm here to do is to learn the basics and try and get this done myself rather than rely on someone else. Okay.
Awesome. Awesome. Sherman, it's been a while since we've seen each other.
Yes, it is. Thanks.
I'm glad to see you on here. Next time it'll have to be really in person.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, let me hear at least from one more person. Somebody's got to be nice.
I have a YouTube channel, but I haven't used it for a long time. So I'm just basically starting all over again. I just pulled up my YouTube account and looked at some of the videos I had. They're not very good. So hopefully I'll learn a lot.
Okay, awesome. And I'm guessing, Jill, that when you logged in, if it's been a long time, probably it looks a little bit different than it did before, because YouTube actually over the past year or so, maybe 6 months, has gone and done pretty much a full-on overhaul. If yours hasn't changed, it will be changing. I've been in a beta test group where they've changed the look and feel of everything, like all the editing, all the analytics. It's all a whole new setup now. Did it look very different to you? Oh, you're muted. I'm going to go ahead and unmute you.
Yes, it does. So
Yeah.
I don't know if, yeah, it'll be like starting all over again, I'm sure. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I started in the beta test group, and so I'm not entirely sure when everybody's changed over. However, I know they've been gradually changing people. So they didn't have what they now call YouTube Studio. It used to just be you click to edit your video. There's more editing features now. And the Studio, they say, is easier to navigate. I'm going to be honest. If you've been on it in the past, I'm not 100% I agree that it's easier to. That's why social media or something else. Ooh, I just got an unstable message. Am I frozen to you guys or sounding weird?
You were for a second there, Alicia.
Ah, okay. We changed the router yesterday, so this was not supposed to happen. I hope it does not happen again, and I hope I stay stable the whole time. What I was going to say is, if you're ever offered a beta version of something, in my opinion, I say go ahead and accept it, because what beta means is they're testing out. However, they will be making changes no matter what, regardless. Everybody's going to have to roll into those changes. So why not learn it while it's in beta version? So when everyone's forced into the change, you're now ahead of the curve and you already understand all the changes. That's just my philosophy. If I'm ever offered a beta, I'm like, yes, I will learn it now so I know it, rather than having to learn it when it's forced upon me. Something like an example of that a lot of people were refusing or hesitant to learn was Facebook Messenger. People were like totally resistant to Facebook Messenger, and I think it's just because people are resistant to change. And eventually we all were forced. Like, if you want to use messaging on Facebook on your phone, you basically need Messenger, or you're gonna have to log into facebook.com. So you might as well surrender early. All right, I am gonna go ahead and now, actually, before I go into YouTube directly, is there anybody on here that feels like you're fairly YouTube proficient and you use it a lot, and maybe you're coming on just to hope to gain 1 or 2 nuggets? Or is pretty much everyone on here at that basic starting point? You can type in your comments if you don't want to speak. All right, I am going to say that too. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate your interaction. So just like Nick, like if you're not sure and you really don't use Zoom, the chat button is at the bottom of your screen. And okay, awesome, Stacy. We'll definitely talk about tagging. And you know what? I can answer some of that right now. As I go to share my screen, once I share it, it's going to be watch a lot of YouTube. Well, good. It gives you an idea of knowing what people might be looking for, right? Okay, good. It sounds like most people are at a similar level on here. Once I share my screen and I'm looking at YouTube, my chat is going to minimize. So what I am going to ask is Brenda or Nick, if you guys can really pay attention to what's happening in the chat part of the screen, if there's something that I need to be interrupted and stopped and somebody has a question and they're not unmuting to ask it, I'm going to ask that one of you guys unmute yourselves, interrupt me, and you know, ask the question. That way I'm not attempting to look at the chat, read the chat, look at YouTube and do it all at once. Or Lindsay as well. Lindsay, if you want to, I am fully comfortable being interrupted. It's not going to bother me. So feel free to interrupt, speak up, and ask the question. Okay, and so Amy doesn't even have a channel yet. Well, what I have found, Amy, is a lot of people come to my YouTube classes and they believe they don't have a channel. And what is actually true is most people do have a channel without knowing it. So Amy, my question to you is, do you have a Gmail? Have you ever created any type of Google account for anything? And Lisa says, I don't have a channel either. So Lisa, same question to you. Do you have a Gmail or any type of Google account? So Amy, if you have a Gmail, yeah, you guys have a channel and you don't even know it. Because who owns YouTube? Google, right? So if you've created a Gmail account, YouTube actually created a channel for you. All you have to do is go in and set it all up. So you've never set it up, so it's an empty YouTube channel. However, it's there. So what we're going to talk about then is right from the beginning is like getting it set up. And so if anyone is brave enough and wants to share their screen so that we can look at what it looks like from the very start, we can do that. When I share my screen and you look at my channel, you're seeing a fully set up channel. However, when you go to even just to your Gmail, I'll go to my Gmail right here and I open it. See, I'm not on YouTube, but I have these 9 dots. I believe somebody once told me, who knows a little more technology than me, that this is actually called a hamburger. So what you're gonna do is click on your 9 dots, which is your hamburger. And in there, you have all these options, and you probably click on YouTube to watch YouTube. So when you click on that YouTube, it actually takes you to where you're gonna watch things. But once you're in YouTube and you click on your profile picture up here on the top right, once you click on that, you may see in your options where it says your channel. Click where it says your channel. And if you need me to take a minute and wait for you to actually do this on your screen, I don't mind. You would escape my sharing and you can even split screen. You can make my screen part of what you see and your screen part of what you see. On the very, very top, where you probably see a little green bar that says you are viewing Alicia Romo's screen, you can click up there and then you can look in your options at the top that says more. So you'll see like where it has your option to mute and it has your option to maybe, you know, not see my screen or whatever, see your participants. At the far right, you see more. In more down below, you should have an option where it says that you can split the screen and still see your screen to follow along and do some of these things while I'm showing it. If you don't see that, I'm going to recommend you come to my Zoom tutorial on June 12th. If you're in Nebraska, your association is actually holding a Tech Tuesday on June 9th. And I'm teaching Zoom tutorial June 9th for Nebraska agents from the Nebraska Association of Realtors. If you're not in Nebraska, you're in Arizona, I'm teaching it for people in Arizona on June 12th. So just a little helpful hint. But when you go to your channel, if you've never set it up at all, this cover photo, this profile photo, which YouTube doesn't actually call the cover photo a cover photo. I forget what they call it. They call it channel art. So what you want to do is you want to start out obviously by uploading something so that you have a picture to represent you if you don't have anything. So if you didn't notice, I will do it again. When I hover over this blank space, I get this camera. If you don't see this blank space, you may have to click on customize channel. If you've never, ever set up anything, you probably have to click customize channel to get that bar. Does that make sense? Because I have that space for that picture because I've put it up. If you never did, your customized channel, your YouTube studio is probably at the top of your screen. Click customize channel and you'll see where it gives you a space for channel. I'm gonna throw it out there and let you guys know I have a fairly new computer that's very, very testy. And sometimes when I move the mouse, it thinks I'm clicking on something and oh my God, I'm unstable again. Okay, that's a new router. But I must have clicked on something to change my screen. You notice the camera went away, but it's same thing here. The little pencil gives me the opportunity to edit. So when I click that, I'm gonna edit my, do it again. Oh, I think I opened a home screen actually. Okay, so here's where I was. I'm gonna edit my channel art. Now, when you add a photo, what I'm gonna do is if you already don't have pictures in YouTube, you're not gonna click your photos. You're gonna click upload photos. So it's gonna go into your computer. It's gonna go to your bank of photos. You're gonna choose a photo to pick here. Now, know that it needs to be a high quality original photo of yours. If it's not, like you uploaded it somewhere, you couldn't find it in your computer, you downloaded it back to your computer, it's gonna be degraded. YouTube's not gonna take it. So you can select a photo, you want it to be a high quality so it fits the whole space. There is a certain size range that you need for YouTube. So let's just say, and I'm not gonna save it, I'm not gonna change it, but maybe I want this, you know, hiking photo or whatever. What I like to do is keep a photo to be something that represents me. So if your channel is entirely representing your real estate business, you might want to put a picture of maybe a home you sold, something that represents, you know, your real estate. My channel is very representative of my business, marketing, business development, coaching. So I'm representing who I am as a whole. I also have a little bit of my son. He's a singer, so he's in choirs and his choir videos are up. But I chose the one of me on a hang glider because to me, it's like, get out of your comfort zone, grow your business by taking chances. So that's kind of what I have. For a while, I had a bunch of hands together, like working as teamwork. You'll see here, when your channel art is going up, it's giving you, do you want the crop to be more framed for desktop, for somebody looking at a YouTube or on a mobile device? Do you want it enhanced? You get some different options. And so you can choose there, you know. And what I'm gonna say, you know, at the time, let's be real, most people are looking at their videos on mobile devices, right? So your best bet is probably go from a mobile device because that's where most people are watching YouTube. Not always, but it's not going to be a big difference to look at, you know, what the things are and how they look. So, however, you might put up a picture that might, you know, get cropped in a way that it changes your photo. So look at this. If that's the case, don't use that picture. The picture I'm using looks pretty good on all the devices, so I would keep it. I'm obviously not going to because I don't want to change it to that. However, all I would do is select it, or adjust it, and then, you know, save it. I'm going to cancel.
Hey, Alicia,
same thing about, yes.
We have one question in the chat room. Is it possible to have more than one YouTube channel?
Yes, definitely. So if you have multiple businesses, create a channel for both. You just have to then decide which Gmail you're going to connect it to. But you definitely can. When I click on my profile up here at the top right, you'll see right here where it says switch account. I do not have multiple accounts. However, if I did, I could click right there, switch account, and I could click another account. However, I don't right now. So you'll notice that I have an option to add an account, right? So you can always do that. Like I know some of you on here, you might focus on rentals and you might also do purchases. So you might have like a rental separate side of marketing for your rentals than you have for your sales. So you can create a channel to go after your rental business and a channel to go after your purchase or, you know, buyer business. So all I would do is add an account, and I would start setting it up again from scratch. And so you connect it to a Gmail and you do exactly what we're doing here again. And you can toggle back and forth right here from your profile spot. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the profile picture. Always make, just like on profile picture, current and up to date. If people are looking at your profile picture and then they watch a current video and you look nothing like it, it's just not going to look good for you. So keep your profile picture up to date. Same thing. You're just going to click right here and choose a profile picture. Now you notice that I get this message. It's coming from my Google account. So when I change it here, it'll change it in my Gmail or my Google account. Or I can change it in my Google account and it'll change it in my YouTube. Either way, the biggest thing is make it up to date, okay? So right away, when you're starting a channel, set that up so when people go to your channel, they're not seeing an empty cover photo. Honestly, in my opinion, nothing looks worse than me going to see a video and looking at the person's profile and it's empty. Like I at that point, I'm thinking they don't care. And if I'm a seller or a buyer looking for a realtor and I do find your YouTube channel and you have some videos up, but you don't have a fully set up channel, if I feel like you don't care about your own marketing, how am I going to feel about how you're going to care about representing me, right? Like, let's face it, people have to care about themselves before they care about others. So if you don't care about marketing you, especially if I'm a seller, I'm going to think you're not really going to care about marketing my property. So show you care about yourself first and make it a complete profile. From there, things that you want to do is, customize your channel, go through your settings, and make sure your settings are completely set up. So when I click here to customize my channel, I am going to go back to where we were before, right? And I get some different settings that I could fill out. I get to look up here and fill out every section about me. Where I would start is in my about section. And I'm going to start filling in all of the about stuff. So when I click about, I get here into my description. If you don't have a description, fill in your description. Notice when I hover over, this pencil shows up. When I'm not near it on my cursor, like I have my cursor over here to the right, there's no pencil. But I hover over, the pencil shows up. That's how I'm going to edit it. So I'm going to click the pencil. I'm going to go in and going to retype this to how I want it to be. And I'm noticing now that I only have my email here and I don't have my phone number. I do a lot of business on my cell phone. So I'm going to actually go ahead right now and add that in. So I'm going to type in my phone number so that I am easy to find. That is one thing I want you guys absolutely to take away from this is you want to be as easy to find as possible. Notice the button here doesn't say save, it says done. I'm going to click done. It's the same thing as save. It now saved it with my phone number in it. But you want to put your phone number and your email and your websites and everywhere that you can be found. And it actually, like, I'm going to throw that on there too. Like, I have a website, aliciaromo@aliciaromo.com, right? Or that's the email to it or whatever. But it's aliciaromo.com. And then I also have like a landing page for People's Mortgage, aliciaromo.com/People's Mortgage. Gives my bio. So you want to put all the different ways that you can be found in this area. Phone number, email, websites, other social media sites, anywhere that you want people to go to find you, to connect with you, fill it in that description here and fill it in in your descriptions of each and every video. Every time you do a video and you type a description of it, always at the bottom, put ways for people to contact you. Make it easy to find you, because if they have to search for how to connect with you, you're gonna lose them. Most people don't wanna go off and search your name and go, how do I get your email or phone number? So you wanna make it as easy as possible for people. So you're gonna put it in all those descriptions. Down here, you put your email for business inquiries, where are you located, and you may have noticed at the top of my cover photo, I have my People's Mortgage profile. If I click on it, it'll take people right there. If I hover over, it says what it is. This goes to the aliciaromo.com website. This goes to my link that shows all the articles I've written for Forbes. This goes to my Facebook profile. So I have multiple things up here that people can just click on to take them directly and easily to find me in other places. If you have a website, if you use other social media profiles, you want it to show up there. The way to do that is to type it right down here in your links. So again, the way I got here was I clicked on for customizing my channel, and then I clicked to my about. When I'm at the bottom here, if I want to add more links, I click the edit and I can put some more links on here. So again, you know, it's how many are you going to put on there? So when you click on this, you'll notice there are 5 potential custom links. So like I may want to go back and add, I don't know, my Instagram channel, you know, or my Instagram profile. But right now, I mean, I have the things that I am most active on, but you can go up to 5. So you choose how many do you want, and you fill them in right here. If you have anything old, like I think Jill said she had a channel that was really old, maybe you had some old links up there, check that everything's current. Like if you posted up a website that you no longer use, make sure you delete it. You don't want people going to an old page that no longer exists. All right, once you get through filling in all of your about sections, look at, you know, all these different other areas and just make sure they look the way you want them to look. So channels is channels that I have subscribed to. I have chosen to keep them public because I want people, like a lot of the people I follow are loan originators I work with at People's Mortgage Company or realtors that we work with. So I want people to be able to find my realtors, my loan originators that I partner with. So I keep that public. It does not have to be public. See here where it says public, I can click on that and I can go ahead and change it. So right here, this is where I get to change, keep my subscriptions private, keep my saved playlist private. I have options there. So I'm managing what I'm sharing. So my playlist, and we'll go back again so you can see where you put your playlist. Playlists serve 2 different purposes. So playlists might serve for you yourself to just organize the videos that maybe you've liked that you want to save and go back and rewatch. I just click like and I have videos I've liked in my playlist. However, I have a yoga playlist. Like over this quarantine time, my yoga studio created a video that I didn't want to have to search for every single time. So I made its own playlist of my yoga videos so that I could go and find them easily. Honestly, I will say that for my own videos that I have uploaded, and I've been second guessing this decision lately, I have not put them in a list. Like what I'm thinking I do need to do is probably go back and make a playlist of my son's choir videos so that they're not just mixed in with my business videos. And maybe make a playlist for videos that are coaching specifically to loan originators, or a playlist that I'm giving tips specifically to realtors, or a playlist specifically of classes like this. I have not done that. And I'm starting to wonder, because I have so many videos now, that maybe it's a regret, to be honest. So if you're just starting right now, think about how do you want to organize, because it's not just organizing you. It's helping to organize when people come to your channel, finding your different videos of your different topics. So for instance, if you're going to make some videos that are of your listings, you might want a playlist of listings. And then maybe you're making videos that are about understanding real estate or mortgage terminology. Create a video that, or a playlist that is like realtor terms or real estate terms or mortgage terms, mortgage definitions, understanding mortgage or real estate lingo. Then you might have another playlist of understanding the buying process. And you have a video that goes over each step of the process. So think about, what are your videos going to be? And are you going to do different videos that can fall under different categories? A playlist is basically like a category or an organization of your channel, right? Right now, go ahead.
Can you choose to only have certain channels show up, or do you have to do like all playlists private or all channels?
Unfortunately, it's an all or nothing thing right now. So I did have a realtor in one of my classes say, you know, like I watch a lot of makeup videos and I don't want people to know I watch them, you know? And so she subscribes. Now here's the difference. She subscribes to those channels, but she doesn't have to put them in a playlist. So she can keep the playlist open, but keep her subscriptions private, right? Right now, you can see I kind of have the opposite of that, right? So here's the deal, or yeah, I have the opposite of that. My playlists are private, my subscriptions are open. Nobody can see that my only playlist is things I've liked in yoga. But the other thing is, you get to choose video by video if it's your video that you create. So if you're thinking of playlists for the videos that you are going to upload, you get to choose, and I'll show you when we go more into my channel. Your video itself can be a public video, it could be a private video, or it can be an unlisted video. Second, obviously, it's open to everyone. Anyone can watch it. If your video is private, that means that only you can see it. No matter what, no matter when, nobody else will ever see it. If it is unlisted, anyone that you give the link to can see it. So like I know some realtors that will use unlisted, like where I talked about the buying process, like they're setting things up where it's not just in general understanding what happens in the different steps of the home buying process, but what they did was they created a video that was meant for the masses, but speaking to one, and their video was things like, congratulations, we passed the appraisal phase and you know the home has now appraised for the value we're looking for. And so we go on to the next step, and here's what the next step will look like. Or congratulations, you know, like whatever each little phase would be, right? Like now we're in escrow, and here's what you can expect next. Or, you know, we're ready to, or I guess, you know, we just got the inspection report back, and I'm so excited that it looks good. You know, that might not be a public video because it's not just the steps, it's specific to where people are. So you create the video once, you set it up so that only certain people will get the link when they're ready to. And then you keep it in your YouTube channel as unlisted, and you share the link at the appropriate time, maybe in an email or maybe in a text message, right? So it's not an all or nothing as far as like everything you create. It is an all or nothing as far as what you put in a playlist overall. However, each video in that playlist does not have to be public. Does that make sense? Hopefully that helped answer the question a little bit better. Okay, So as we go down here in these settings, you know, really just like anything else, I am going to encourage you to read it as you go through it. Most social medias, and believe it or not, YouTube is a form of social media, is set up so that if you read the grayed out stuff and the fine print, it tells you everything that you need. So just kind of read through and see what it is that you're answering or filling out, or, you know, whatever. If you forget something, one, you can come back to me, but two, you could probably read it and, you know, really see what it is that you're doing if you don't remember. All right, so that was channels. Discussion is just like discussions on maybe my channel, my videos. Nobody's like, you know, I don't have any public comments happening here in discussions about my channel. I have some things specific to my videos, but not my channel as a whole, so it's blank right now. You could add a public comment and attempt to start a discussion, but honestly, I don't see a lot of value in this little section right here. Keep your discussions on your videos, which will keep your analytics of your videos higher, which will help more people find your videos. Okay, playlist, like I already told you about it when I wasn't on it, but here's what mine looks like. You would not see all this because it's, you know, you're in my channel. So you see it now because you're looking at it as me, but looking at it as the public, you don't see it. But like I said, I mean, I think I would go back and create a new playlist, and really organize it a little bit better than I have. When I click videos, we go to every video that I have ever uploaded. And so this is where you can see, again, you see this the way it looks right now because you're looking at it as me. But if you go to my channel when we're off of this class and you look, you will not see this video. Because as you notice, there's a little lock here and you can see that it's unlisted. But if you notice the lock, if you look really closely, the lock is slightly open. And that's because it's unlisted. If it's completely private, the lock would be closed and nobody will ever see it but me. Even if I accidentally give away the link, that person will not be able to view it. And it will tell them like that they can't view it. And then they come back to me and I'll be like, oh yeah, I have to make it unlisted or public or whatever I want to do. You can upload a video and set it to later go public if you want it private now or unlisted now, but go public in like a week. Or maybe you create a bunch of videos at once and then you want to schedule them one a week to go public. You can upload them all at once and set that to schedule to go public. But this is a class. Just like now in this class, I recorded the class. So I am recording this class right now because if you were on early on, you saw that there was a realtor, Angela, on here who asked me to record the class. She knew she could not stay on the whole time. So I am recording it for her. My classes, usually, I don't always record unless I get a special request. And I don't usually make them public because if I make a class public, or I share the link with everyone, then what's an incentive for somebody to come to my next class for me to like get to know them or talk to them or answer questions directly. So I usually keep my classes in unlisted state. I will share it with you after this class. If you want to rewatch certain parts or whatever, I will send you the link. All I ask is that you don't share it on with the rest of the world because I would hope that they would then come to the next time we do this class. But I will keep it in my YouTube channel so it doesn't go away and I keep it as unlisted. This one, you'll notice right here, Marketing with Stories does not have a lock. So that one is a public one, right? You'll notice this one shows closed caption. You'll notice this one does not. I have to probably go back in and fix that because I like to keep the closed captioning on. I thought I had it set to auto closed caption, and so I have to look at, did I accidentally shut that off at some point? But we'll talk about that. You can, in your settings, set things up so that they automatically always close caption. Just when you do that, I would go back and you're almost always are gonna have to edit at least something. It'll come up nearly perfect. However, it's automatic artificial intelligence. It's not perfect. So you want to go in and edit and change the few things that did not come out perfect so that your closed captioning is showing up perfectly. Or, and you can do that in multiple languages. Like, it doesn't just have to be English. Obviously, I keep mine in English, but if you work with like clients from another country, like I have one of my loan originators happens to work with a lot of people, I forget where, from one of the countries in Africa. He's got a huge clientele. So he can have his transcription, if he speaks that language that they speak, or obviously in Arizona, we have a lot of Spanish speaking people. You can transcribe it in any language. Okay, I am seeing that something popped up in the chat. Is it something I need to take a look at? Oh, and for some reason my chat's not even popping up. So if I need to know exactly what was just typed in the chat, somebody unmute and tell me, because I don't know why I'm getting it.
Share recorded Zoom meetings to YouTube. Did you hear me?
Yeah, I did. That stupid unstableness. Ass is being unstable on the internet all the time. So yes, what I do is, and again, if you don't know how to record on Zoom, come to my Zoom tutorial and I'll show you how I also have a separate tutorial on how to host a Zoom. But I record it just like I'm doing now. So I set it up to record. You can either preset that on Zoom or you can start the recording when you start your Zoom, either way, or you could record a piece of Zoom. Like actually this afternoon, I'm scheduled with a realtor to go on Zoom. We're going to do an hour and we're going to do a bunch of like 4 or 5 minute interviews. So we're going to do an interview. We're going to stop it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to do another interview. The goal is to get 5 separate recordings off one Zoom meeting and then download them so that she can use them for her YouTube. So if anybody wants to do that, if you're working with any of my loan originators, Nick or someone in Nebraska, either way, I'll work with you. We could do this. Or maybe Brenda would be open to doing it as well. I don't know. But what we're going to do is I hit record. We do our few minute interview and then I stop the recording and I could later record again. In my Zoom account, I go back and I see my recordings and it will show multiple recordings on one Zoom meeting. And then I download those recordings to my computer and then I upload them to YouTube. Sounds like a lot. It's really not. I only pay for the minimum of Zoom, so $15 a month. So I don't get a lot of saved space to save my recordings there. And I don't want to waste the space on my computer either. So once it's uploaded to YouTube, I delete it from both Zoom and my computer. To upload a video to YouTube, I will actually show you, we'll kind of go into one, but see this little camera right here? This is how I would upload it from my computer. If you're on your phone or a mobile device, a little bit different, but you just use, like when you're done with a video, you use the share button. And if you have the YouTube app, sharing directly to YouTube will be an option for you on your phone or on your iPad or whatever you're using. If you don't have the app, then you just have to log into YouTube and there's an upload button on the mobile device as well. But I do want to show you, okay, so this is like all my videos, right, showing here that I've ever uploaded. I can organize them or look at them in a different way when I click this button here. See where it says uploads, all videos, or just the ones I've chosen to like. I have it on all videos, but notice there's this little downward arrow next to the word uploads, and that same downward arrow is here by date added or the newest. Anytime on anything and down here by grid, any social media that you ever see a downward arrow, that always means you can click it and there's options and choices. So I can reorganize this, not from the dates, from seeing what's been my most popular video or what's been my least popular video. I can change it from a grid view to a list view. So do whatever works for you. Okay. I'm going to go back to home right here. And I want you to notice in right here under home, this says for returning subscribers and for new visitors. When you set up your YouTube channel, I would definitely, absolutely 100% without a doubt, put in a video here for new visitors. I would do returning subscribers if you have something right away. But what this means is when somebody goes to your channel for the first time, this video for new visitors is automatically going to start playing. And what I did is it's like a welcome video, or it's like an intro video. So I started, you know, hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, but you could do it as an intro to you. You could do it as an intro to your channel. You could do it as an intro to your real estate business. Whatever makes sense to you that you want people who might not know you yet, who are searching you, deciding whether or not to work with you, what do you want them to see? That will be the first video, and it automatically plays if they have not subscribed to your channel. I would not leave this blank like it's a missed opportunity if you don't fill this in. So give yourself a good intro. And then for returning subscribers, what I have chosen, and I think works very, very well, is a testimonial video. So go back to a past client and ask them if they would be willing to go on a video giving you a testimonial. Because if people have already been to your channel, they maybe know you a little bit, but maybe they're still deciding whether or not to work with you. Testimonials here are great. The other thing you could do is if you're a realtor on here and you work with listings, some new listings, you can post, you know, your newest listing video. You can do, you know, any kind of maybe updated information, like maybe you're a stats person, what's going on with stats in the industry, and you can post that. You don't have to keep it the same. Like you can see I uploaded this 2 years ago. You don't have to keep it the same thing for 2 years. Be fresh, because your returning subscribers also don't want to automatically see the same thing every time. However, know that this is when people go straight to your channel. It's not if they click on a video to take them to your channel, because the video just takes them to the video. It's when they actually like click on your name or type in your name and go to your channel. Now, when you are uploading videos, really, really important is, let's think about, somebody asked about tagging, and I'm going to show you where you put your tags and stuff. But not only tagging, titles and descriptions of your videos are very important. And when people go to YouTube, what is the most searched thing? Like YouTube, just like Google, and YouTube videos show up in Google, but it has its own search bar. Just like, you know, going to Google directly has a search bar. What do you think is the most searched thing on YouTube? 2 words. Somebody give me a guess.
COVID-19.
Maybe right now. The most searched words on YouTube are how to. People are typing in questions, and it's how to. How to buy a house, how to find a realtor, how to find a loan originator, how to qualify for a loan, how to anything. So the more you can use the words how to in your title, in your description, or how to what in your tags are not going to put the word how to, but what are they looking for how to? The more you can put the how to things in, the more you're going to be found. And I'm going to go off topic a little bit, but answerthepublic.com is a great website to look for what are they searching for how to. It's free. And answerthepublic.com searches Google and Bing daily to tell you the most searched stuff. So you put in a topic and it tells you what is getting searched the most. So you can type in home buying and it's going to give you all the how-tos of what people are going to ask. And it'll give you, are they asking what or when or where or whatever. And it's an awesome, awesome website.
Alicia, could you put that in chat? Where to go?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to ask Lindsay or Nick, will you type that in www.answerthepublic.com?
Also, Alicia, we have a question from one of our agents. What equipment do you use for recording videos?
Honestly, I am very basic. I either do my computer, my iPad, or my iPhone. I do not like go super high tech. I'm super basic. If I want a green screen type background, I have been using Zoom instead of an actual green screen anymore, and I've just been changing my background like I did today. And I just record right from my computer or my phone. The other thing I use a lot on my computer is a website, and if somebody wants to type this in for me, Screencast-O-Matic. So you'll see in my videos that, and if you're not subscribed to me, I'm gonna ask, selfish plug, please subscribe. I would love that. But I have a video on how to get your Facebook business page found. And I show Facebook as I'm speaking. So my face is in the corner and my Facebook business page is on the screen. And that's the video, is seeing my screen, just like you guys are now, right? And my face is in the corner. So I use Screencast-O-Matic to record my screen and myself simultaneously. Again, that could be free, or you can do, it's something silly, like $15 a year for like Screencast-O-Matic. I love it. So those are the biggest tools that I use. If you're going to be outside, definitely get a microphone. If you're on your phone and you're going to put your phone somewhere, you can get a tripod, use a remote control too. You can buy a combination of a tripod and a remote for like $5 or $10 on Amazon. You can also use, if you're using Apple, the AirPods or earbuds on something else, you know, that has a microphone with it. And they work very well. You don't have to go like super expensive with spending a lot of money. All right, the other thing in setting up your channel, right here under with its channel tips, and it says view all, I'm going to click that. Here's some more notifications that I could choose, things that I could set up. And if you look here on the left-hand side, it gives me a little more options, right? So here's where I can go into my translations and transcriptions. I can decide, do I want the community to be able to translate in other languages for me? I can look at, you know, what have I published already and what's getting transcribed. So just really, you guys here, the biggest, most important thing is play around and click on things and find different, you know, things and analytics and what's in your channel. You can't mess it up. Like the most important thing is like click and get comfortable and look at what's going on. So here I look at Video Manager. You can see my videos again are all listed here that, you know, you saw before, but now they're not in that grid form. They're more in a list form, and I can look at each one and I can look at what are the analytics to each one. So I'm looking at this one and I'm actually laughing now because I taught this class, obviously May 21st, right? And people specifically asked me to record it. I wasn't going to record it. And during the class, someone said, will you record this? And I said, yeah. And I sent the link to the sponsors and they were supposed to send it out. Well, I could see either they didn't send it out or the person who wanted the recording didn't really care because not one person has viewed it, which is kind of funny. But, you know, some of the other things I could look at here, like I recently put this one out, 29 views. I've got 5 likes. I've got 2 comments. I can look down, 38 views, 38 views. Oh, this one only has 9. Well, why? Well, because it's unlisted, right? So it was only for some people. Well, here's a public one, only 7 views. So with this, I might want to go, what's the difference between this one of 7 views and this one of 15 views? And I can look at the analytics from here and see what's going on. I could click on the video, I can make adjustments. I can edit the video from here. I can click what are my other options, what enhancements, what end screens, do I have subtitles, like what's going on here? Do I want to promote it, right? So many different things to pay attention to. Definitely watch your analytics of your videos. Analytics say so much. And that is one big thing where we talked about with the upgrades of YouTube recently with YouTube Studio. They have added so much to the analytics that was not there before. So when I look, you notice there's so many options. I could look at an overview of my channel as a whole. I could look at my reach, like who am I reaching and how often am I reaching them? I can see from the time my video was uploaded, like what's my reach in the first 24 hours? What's my reach after that? What's my traffic source, where are my people coming from? Are they coming from YouTube, is YouTube recommending me? Or are they coming from me sharing the link? Where, you know, everything that you could ever want is here. I could look at what's my engagement, like how long are people staying on my videos? And this is generic on top, but when I scroll down, I could look at my top videos and my end screens that I'm putting on and my, you know, top end elements, everything. If I don't want to look at the top videos, I can pick a video specific, or from here I can click on it and go, what made that video work? What made it get engagement? So when I click on it, and it's kind of funny, you guys, when I was doing a little review in my mind of what I wanted to bring up from this class, I saw a mistake that I made. And I noticed that there was a comment on one of my videos a year ago that I missed, that I never commented back. So, you know, one thing that's important is when you post videos, pay attention to your channel and pay attention to the engagement. If somebody comments, always go and reply to them. Always, always, always. Never leave a comment left unnoticed. So, I mean, it was a year to the person who commented, you know, so that, unstable. Okay, I'm at least glad that the unstable message doesn't last long, but I apologize for that. So we look at, you know, and I look at it, and I went back even a year later. It was important to me. I overview of, did I click on a particular video? Yes. So the pictures are there in my way, but this was a video, marketing with stories. So now I'm looking at the overview of that video, and, you know, I could look at the reach, the engagement, the audience, but I could look at how fast did this get seen? Well, you could see it took a little while to get a view because I didn't make it public right away. I put this out first just to internally to the loan originators at People's Mortgage Company. Then I started sharing the link to other people. Then I think 2 days later, I actually made it public and then started getting more and more views. So, you know, and you can pay attention to, like if I look at, I think audience, unique views, this will tell me like, oh, this is what my audience is. I want to say, is it reach, where it tells me, did my videos come from YouTube or from somewhere else? You know, so it tells me 20% of my views. So, you know, yay, like, thank you, YouTube, for getting 20% of my viewers to me. So, and that comes from adding more and more information on your tags and on your descriptions. So let's talk about uploading the video and the tags, because I know somebody specifically asked about tags in the beginning. Oh, real quick, actually, while I'm here, under this video right here, so I'm under analytics, but I could change and edit my details right here. So the details is where my title is, my description is, and, you know, my tags are. I didn't put any tags on this, you know, and honestly, I'm just noticing that because at first I thought this video was going to stay private or stay unlisted. And I wound up deciding to make it public. I probably need to go back and add the tags. But you can see, you could put up to 500 tags. So what I do is I save some tags that I use over and over and over again. I'm a huge fan of Evernote, but you could use anything that you use to keep your notes in. I like Evernote because whether I'm working on my phone, my iPad, my computer, it's a cloud-based platform, but have somewhere where you save your notes and save your tags, because some of your tags are going to be used a lot and some of your tags are going to change up. If you're working where you're farming a neighborhood or you're posting a listing, you know, especially if you do a lot of farming, a lot of your tags are going to be there, like where, you know, you're going to put them up over and over. So you don't want to have to type 100 tags or more over and over and over. The more tags you use, the easier you're going to be found. So this is like hashtags on Instagram or Twitter. except they just call it tags, not hashtags, and you don't use the hashtag symbol on this. So if I'm going to type it, notice it says here, very light gray, a lot of people would miss it, and say, I don't even remember, marketing with stories. So I'm going to type marketing, and then I'm going to put a comma. And notice it graded for me, and then I put the X. So if I want to delete it, I click the X, but it brought me over to get another gray box. So now I might do, you know, stories, enter, your stories are, whoops, important. And then, you know, and I'm hitting enter. You don't even have to put a comment, right? Business. So I hit enter and I move over, put a comma, move over. Either way, it works the same thing. And then put a whole bunch. But again, if you type this out in commas and something else and you save it, you just have to copy and paste. So don't make your life any harder than it needs to be, okay? Down here is where I would, you know, work on looking in the comments. I gotta move some of the Zoom stuff. Oh, what did I do? Okay. What was that little message I got? It was covered for me by some of the Zoom stuff. So hold on, I gotta delete the chat. Okay, well, I don't know where it was. I'm gonna go back. Okay, let's talk about uploading a video, okay? I'm gonna go right here to create. Now you can see that once your video is in, you can change any of this stuff. I can add my end screen, I can change it from public to private. I can choose a thumbnail here. Notice that it gives me 3 thumbnail options. So you ever see those videos where the thumbnail's like, you know, someone's mouth wide open and they're in a crazy position? You don't have to keep those. You can choose a thumbnail or you can upload a thumbnail. So like if your video is about a listing, you might want to upload a picture of that listing. So again, like, you know, make it interesting if you unstable. Okay, if the front of the house is gorgeous, use the front of the house. If it's not, maybe use a kitchen photo, maybe use a backyard photo, maybe use a photo, you know, of, I don't know, maybe it has a gorgeous cactus in the front and use that, right? You don't have to just do the house. Or backyard or the upload thumbnail is just uploading a picture from your computer to use as the thumbnail. So you can use a piece of the video. There are 3 options that they give you is something from the video you created, or you upload your own picture. So all of this editing can be done after the video is uploaded. To be honest, if you're uploading your video on your phone or on an iPad, do not do your editing on your phone. It is so much harder. Edit your video on your computer. So on your phone, upload it, and then do not let it be public until you're done editing. So upload it as private. And then when you're done editing, make it public or unlisted and edit from your computer. So if you're uploading the video from your computer, you click on create. And then right here, I have an option to upload videos. But here also is the option if you ever want to go live on YouTube. So if you get a big YouTube following, just like you see people go live on Instagram or go live on Facebook, YouTube has a live feature. You can do live streaming video on YouTube. However, I recommend building up a following for that because then otherwise not a lot of people are going to find you. It doesn't send out instant notifications like YouTube and Instagram where people are going to get an alert on their phone that you're live. But upload a video right from here. When you upload, you're going to get the same options for editing that you would on, you know, doing it on your phone or uploading anywhere. So like I'm going to come into my computer. When I download from Zoom, it goes into my downloads. So maybe you can create a folder for your videos, or you know it's in your downloads, just know where your video is. Like here's that content marketing class. So I'm gonna upload it. I'm not gonna keep it, I'm gonna delete it. So just like anything else, don't be afraid. It's okay to do things and you can always delete it. If you make a mistake or you upload something you don't really want out there, delete it. Or always upload, you know, as private and then change it later. So I'm gonna open this and it is now uploading my video to YouTube. It's probably gonna take longer than normal. So we're not gonna wait for this to download or upload the entire way. But what I do usually is as it's uploading, I type in my title, I type in my description. Use the words how to if you can. Maybe not if you don't want it in your title, but type it in your description somewhere. You get 5,000 words to create a description. And again, at the bottom of your description, save somewhere, wherever you save your tags, you also want to save typed out your website, your email, your phone number, ways to contact you, so that you always can put it here in your description. So you have a canned area that has all of your links where you want people to connect with you. And then just add it all in there at the bottom of your actual description of your video. Some people will put the closed caption, you know, transcript in the description. You can do that. If you allow YouTube to transcribe for you, they do it for free. But again, you have to go back in and edit it and fix it. If you don't want to ever take the time to edit your transcription, rev.com, rev.com. If somebody can type that into the chat, I'd appreciate it. Rev.com, you can pay them $1 a minute to transcribe any video for you. And then you just copy and paste what they've transcribed and you put it into your description and you can upload it into your files for your subtitles, and then you don't have to worry about fixing it. If YouTube transcribes it for you and you go and fix it, you can download it and then copy and paste it into here. So options, right? When I scroll down, when it's done loading my video, my thumbnails will show up here. I can choose from something from the video, or right here again, I can upload that thumbnail. If I want it to go into a playlist, I can put it in a playlist right away. So as I'm saying, I'm gonna probably go back and organize my channel. And then from here on out, I will instantly put my video in the right playlist from the start, rather than having to go back and organize myself later. Audience, choose, is it for kids or is it not? This is a fairly new thing, and it's just, you know, the CYA for you and for YouTube. So they're restricting kids and things that are viewed. So, you know, it obviously, if you're doing this for your real estate business, you're always gonna mark that it's not made for kids. You can set up in your channels ahead of time that you're not doing anything for kids and none of your stuff should be age restricted. More options here. This is where you go in. If you want to do a paid promotion, you do it from here. You add your tags. Again, you could do it from here or you could do it later when you edit. Either way. You do your subtitles. I have it set up to English. Now this is where if I were to use rev.com, I could upload it from here, or again, I could do it later when I'm editing the video. And then the recording, I can put, do I want to have a date and time? That is one thing, you guys, when you're recording on Zoom, if I send you the link of this, you'll see at the bottom of the video, it's going to have the date and time of when this class was done. For classes, I like that. I have decided I'm going to take that off of my other videos that are more timeless. So if you're doing, or even if you're doing a listing video, I would take off the date, because you could keep a video up like that on your YouTube, even if after the listing sells, and you might attract a new buyer. So somebody might come to you and say, hey, I want to see this listing. And you could say, well, unfortunately that's sold. However, what attracted you to reach out to me from that video? What did you like about that house? Because I could find you the same features in another property. So there's no need, like if you have a date on that video 3 years ago, nobody's going to reach out and go, well, I want to know about this property. But if you don't have a date, they can reach out and you can still, it's about getting people to you, right? It's not about that property itself usually. Okay, so now down here, I'm going to choose a category. Most of my videos are on education because they're coaching type business stuff. So I keep that there. And then I've got, you know, choices here. I hold potentially inappropriate content. I sort it just, you know, in order. I can choose to show how many viewers like and dislike the video. I've never gotten a dislike, thank God. I show how many like it just because I like to see it, but it's kind of fun, whatever. Now, when I click next, and I am going to move on, even though the video is not done uploading, and I, you know, in the end, I'll go delete it. But this is where I can add elements like end screen type elements. End screen elements keeps people on your channel. Have you ever watched a video where at the end of the video, a box showed up maybe in one corner and a circle in another, or maybe 2 boxes, and they're enticing you to click on that to watch another video of that person's? The circle one is to get subscribers. So if you use end screen, it can help you get more subscribers, and it keeps people on your channel watching your next video. If you don't use the end screen, YouTube may very easily just put them onto another video of somebody else's, so they leave your channel. I'm sure you've all watched a video where at the end of that video, suddenly you're watching another video and you're like, well, I didn't click to watch that video, right? But if you want that next video to be another one of your videos, end screen is how you get that on there. So you add an end screen, and it's not going to let me do it right there. So I'll go back into the editing later and do it, because we have to, the video has to be up, because it has to, you get to choose how far into the video it pops up. Is it going to pop up 10 seconds to the end, 20 seconds, 30 seconds? You have all those choices, and you get to choose, you know, do you want their next video to be the last video you posted, or something specific you're trying to promote? All of those things are options. Next is, am I going to keep it private, unlisted, or public? All right, I'm going to close this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into the editing of my video. So I'm going to go and I'm going to choose, I'm going to go back to YouTube Studio, which is still up here, I think, on another screen. Yep. Okay, so this is where we were doing the editing before. So same thing, you know, you click on YouTube Studio. If you're not sure where to get that, I'll take you back to my channel. So just, you saw it under my picture. I clicked my channel, I'm right here. Okay, and then I'm gonna click YouTube Studio. That's where I go to edit any of my past videos, right here. This blue button under my picture on the right. It's gonna take me back in. I have options, my latest video, I get to look at my stats, or I can click here on the left, videos. It'll take me back to where we were earlier with all the videos listed. And unfortunately, because I'm having internet problems, it's going very slowly. I apologize for this. When they pop up, I'm going to click on the video and I'm going to show you the end screens. All right. So now I'm going to go, let's go to this content marketing class that nobody's watched. And I'm going to click on details to get into the editing of it. Right over here on the left, I'm going to scroll down, and this is where I get to work on my analytics, my details. I get to go into editor. This is where I can add my end screens. I can also edit my video. Now, snip the beginning, snip the end. That is it. You cannot stop it in the middle, drop in another video, slice videos together. If you want to do a higher end video editing like that, you need an outside app, do your editing, and then upload it to YouTube. If you want some basic editing, just snipping the beginning, snipping the end, like maybe Sometimes at the end of my videos, I fumble a little bit to stop it. So maybe I want to stop the video before you see me fumbling or looking around on my screen or whatever. Maybe I'm reaching to my, screen to touch stop, and I don't want you to see my finger coming towards it. That stuff you can snip off in YouTube itself. So it's super easy. Just know that YouTube editor is not very fast. So when you snip it and it says that it's, doing its thing, be patient. You might need to give it a half an hour, even just to snip like 20 seconds out of a video. You never know. Sometimes it'll be fast and sometimes it takes a while. So be prepared to have patience. And so I'm gonna do that right here from trimming. I'm just gonna take this here, and you can see I have a little black at the beginning of my video. I'm gonna slide this over, and then maybe right there is where I wanna start my video. So 30 seconds in, and then I click trim and it'll start trimming it. I'm not gonna do it right now because then you guys will be stuck in that waiting period, but I would just click trim here at the top. It's gonna trim it. I can blur somebody out. So let's say this was obviously a Zoom class that we recorded, but let's say somebody said in the class, look, like I don't want my face on that video. I can use that blur feature down here at the bottom and add a blur and blur it out. I could blur out just somebody's face, or I could blur out a whole clip, whatever I want to do. So let's say you accidentally get one of your clients in a picture when you're showing their listing, and I don't know, for some reason you don't have time to do it again or whatever, you can blur. Creating a video and you realize that your for sale sign is showing. Shit, unstable. You're in Arizona anyways, the MLS won't allow you to put up a video where your for sale sign is showing, right? So you can blur your information and blur that and still do the video after the sign is up and not have to worry about going around it. You can add music right here where it says audio. This end screen is where I was talking about as far as, keeping people on your channel, and you have options with that end screen. So I'm gonna click to add an element. I'm gonna add maybe a video. It comes up here, and this is where I have choices. I can choose, do I want that video to be my most recent? Do I want YouTube to choose what's best for the viewer? No, right? I want to keep them on my channel. Or I choose a specific video. So I either choose one of my specific videos or my most recent upload as my end screen. And I like to use my end screen to do end screen and do a subscribe button. So I can do multiple options there as, my subscribe or end screen or whatever, and then I choose it, and I can choose on here where I want it on the screen. Like this gives me options. One could go here, one could go there. Where is it going to show up? How far into the video I can see down here, and I can move my bar on where I want it to be. So just lots of different choices down here in setting this up. Again, settings is like who's going to get to see it and what do I want happening there. So when I'm done, I click the blue save button. Please do not forget to click the blue save button, because if you take a half an hour waiting for your edits to be done and it doesn't save, you're going to have wasted a lot of time. And then when you're done saving, you can go back to, your YouTube studio, go back to your list of videos, whatever you want. Watch your analytics. And again, just read and don't be afraid. That's the biggest things. I've got 1127. I see a bunch of comments coming up in the chat. Oops, and I went to open it and I actually opened and closed. So I'm going to stop sharing and look at some of these chats. All right, some people are saying thank you, you're welcome. Shot or Filmorigo for editing, awesome. I'm gonna throw out there also, you guys, if you have more questions or you wanna work more on this, you wanna be with some like-minded people, every other Friday, it stemmed from doing a class that we just did, every other Friday, I have a group of people getting together on Zoom and we are doing YouTube conversation. So it is an open-ended forum for 1 hour for people to either ask me questions, either how do I do something on YouTube, or I know you said this, but I forgot. Or we talk also about like, what are you doing to get your views, or things like what editor apps are you using? How are you videoing in Zoom? All this kind of stuff we talk about. So anything that could go back to related to YouTube in any way, shape, or form. If you want to be in that forum, it's every other Friday. I can send you the link, but you can register for it on our classes page, which is bit.ly/people's classes. You'll find it in there. Just go ahead and register. And Lindsay, you're welcome to join us at that as well if you want. It's not like a sponsored thing. It's just an open forum conversation. But if you feel free, like I'll give you time if everyone kind of gets to know each other a little bit. And so it's open-ended, it's conversations, it's questions, like come with your questions or come with anything you learned. And if you want the recording to this, let me know, let Brenda know, let Nick know, let Lindsay know, whatever, we'll give you the recording. I hope I answered everyone's questions. And Sherman, I see your question now about having a favorite editing app. I don't. However, I sent you a friend request on Facebook a long time ago, and I know you're not really using Facebook a lot. You never accepted it. But if you go and look at my Facebook, I think it's a public post. A couple of days ago, I posted asking people what their favorite editing apps are, and there's lots of good suggestions on there, a lot that I want to look into. So go look at my Facebook account and just scroll down on my newsfeed, and you'll see it. And there's like, I want to say at least 6 different apps suggested on there, but there's one app that like 4 or 5 people all liked. So I'm going to go look at that.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Anyone else have a question you're dying to get out that I didn't answer? It is 11:30. If you log out, I won't be offended. But if you have a question you did not get answered that you want me to speak to, I'll stay on for a few minutes. All right. Well, I'm going to say thanks for logging on. And if you found value today and you're in Arizona, please connect with Lindsay and Nick and work together with them, with your business. See if it makes sense to start partnering with them. If you're in Nebraska and you need a good loan originator there, let me know and I'll connect you with somebody there, or Brenda can as well. Appreciate you being on today, and I hope you found great value. Oh, and you guys are going to be getting a survey. Please answer the survey when it comes.
Thank you, Alicia. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.